Hello YouTube, this is the Brazen Architect, and I wanted to talk a little bit about affirming and how that was the first tool that I discovered after I really got into law of assumption, and kind of where that led me. If affirmations worked for you, that's great. And that's awesome. I want to say that they usually work for me for self-concept purposes. I'm not trying to put out any limiting beliefs, but that's just kind of how it's been for me. If I do self-concept and I'm not doing it out of a place of fear, like, you hit an insecurity and then you have to say, this one line 10 times in a row, and hopefully you'll feel a little bit better. You're using it as like a cope, or it just indicates that you're in the identity of fearing something. And so in fearing that something, you are being that identity. And so it's kind of putting you in a position where the affirmation, there's an argument for robotic affirmation. I do remember using them from time to time, especially in the beginning. I don't really, to be honest with you, I don't put affirmations too high up unless it's for self-concept. But just if you're gonna do them, either you need to be, I think robotic affirmations are great if you've established you're keeping resistance at bay, you're calm, or you're not. Like, I just don't think if you go at it with a frantic energy and a fear or a really bad feeling, and that's why you're saying it, you're responding to that, I think that's where it might cause some internal issues, such as OCD, which is something that I personally fought with for quite a while, to where it got to a point to where I consciously had to tell myself, stop saying these things. You said those things because you were fearing something, and therefore it actually kind of keeps you ensnared in that fear state, that limited state. And so I remember, like I said, this year, 2026 has been a pretty mind-bending year. Just in comparison to previous years. And I think it was all because I dropped resistance, and all that means is letting go of the old story, and the world is the old story, the 3D is the old story, the ego is the old story, and that you do not have to continue to check the boxes that are being put in front of you by your ego, or the world. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to make that quick point. There is a wrong way to do affirmations. They, do whatever you want and twist it around and say, like, you can affirm from any state and still get what you want. That's awesome. I'm all for that. I love the boundlessness of this. So, yeah, but just ultimately, like, my only warning is just stay. Once you figure out or become self-aware enough to realize that it becomes OCD and that's a problem for you, just focus on self-concept. Block it out and just focus on self-concept. But anyways, that's all I got.